32 teams are entering the 2025 CS2 Starladder Budapest major, but only one team can win, probably Vitality. But if Lightning McQueen was able to defeat the legendary Francesco Bernoulli in Bernoulli's own home soil of Italy during the World Grand Prix, then I think anything is possible. Except Paravision winning. Look, I needed a team to pick for my 0-3 pick'em, so now I just have to be a Paravision hater for the rest of this major. Before getting into the video, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, so I can keep providing you guys with informative and factual CS2 content like this video. FaZe Clan. Karrigan gets put into a nursing home at the ripe old age of 35, where he finds Kenny S, Olaf Meister, Forrest, and Get Right during an intense session of bingo. These 5 decide to have one last go at a professional major, seeing how they don't really have much time left, and with everyone cheering them on, their plot armor would make them an unstoppable force despite the team averaging an HLTV rating of 70 throughout the major. B8. B8 clearly is just a lesser C9. I mean B as in the letter before C, and 8 as in the number before 9. Disgusting plagiarism if you ask me. And seeing how FaZe is currently just a lesser version of their former selves, B8 need FaZe Clan to reach the finals where they will recreate C9's iconic victory against FaZe Clan at the Boston 2018 major. The only question is, who on B8 is going to scam thousands of dollars of skins in the future? Gamer Legion. Yeah, their logo already says it. Good luck. That's really all you guys got going for you. Fnatic. Every match is played on Overpass, but a weird bug occurs where the map changes to the 2014 version. The ancient Olaf Pass technique that is handed down to each generation of Fnatic's players via a handwritten scroll is seen violently shaking before unraveling itself and enchanting all of Fnatic's roster. Fnatic proceed to run the Olaf boost each round, and another bug occurs where they can only play on the CT side, never switching to their much weaker T side. After what can only be described as a display of pure skill, Fnatic win the major and then revert back to a team that struggles to even win C-tier tournaments. Paravision.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the best beginner-friendly CS2 cheats out there.
NIP. Some sort of divine intervention is needed. Jesus, Allah, Buddha. I say throw out as many prayers as you can and see which god responds, because the real NIP died in 2017, and everything we have seen from them since can only be forgiven by a religious figure. Imperial, Legacy, Fluxo, Red Candidates. This is a bit of an odd one, as these 4 teams need to cooperate here for any chance of winning the major. With 5 players on each team and 1 coach, these 4 teams combined would have 24 players, which just so happens to be the perfect amount for a complete football team including a coach. Look, 80% of my audience is from outside of the US, so I don't want to get hate crimed for calling it soccer. But the format of the major would switch from a normal 5v5 game of Counter-Strike to 11-on-11 football, with all 32 CS2 teams here forming into 8 separate 24-man football teams, and the major would now take place straight from the playoff stage. So why are we playing football? Well, just look at the demographic of these 4 teams. We have 23 Brazilians and 1 Argentinian. I don't think I really need to explain why this is advantageous to them. We'd see complete domination at the major, with a player like Vinny scoring a bicycle kick over a 5'4" donk in goal, when donk would have done things to Vinny that I'm not even allowed to say in a YouTube video if we were still playing CS2. After brutally violating everyone else in soccer, the newly founded Brazilian national team would decide if they want to share a 4-way major title, or go back to playing CS2 for the major trophy, with these 4 teams now being in the semifinals. FlyQuest. Due to scheduling issues, the Budapest major is forced to be rescheduled to March of 2026. This just so happens to be Women's History Month, and out of respect for women, all teams are forced to swap out for their female teams or drop the major entirely. With FlyQuest Red being the highest ranked female CS2 team, they would now have the best odds of winning the major. But honestly, just ignore everything I just said and sub out FlyQuest for FlyQuest Red anyway. I'm sure they'd still have better odds of winning the Budapest major than the men's team currently does. M80. Following their namesake, everyone on M80 pulls up with actual M80s, all other teams, any opposition. They might now be a registered terrorist organization instead of a professional CS2 team, but hey, a major win is still a major win. The Huns. Genghis Khan is reincarnated into one of his millions of descendants who is hired to coach the Huns. I mean, the dude literally conquered almost all of Asia. Even if he doesn't know what a B-side execute is or a smoke lineup, I still have faith in him leading this low-tier team to a victory from just sheer willpower alone. Lin Vision. Seeing the reincarnation of Genghis Khan leading the Huns, Lin Vision channel their own ancestral spirits who guide them into building a massive wall. Some could say it's great even, that reaches the top of the MTK Sport Park. Due to Lin Vision's constant fear of invasion, they are granted permission to play every match from atop of this wall, but little does anyone know, the team can now see everything in the arena, including the enemy player's screens. With them essentially now having wall hacks enabled, Lin Vision, you guys get it? Because it's vision, because they can see everything now. go on to win the major, luckily avoiding any matchups against the Huns or Mongols. NRG. After showing up to the major, everyone finds out that all of the computers only have Valorant installed, and Steam coincidentally is down for the duration of the major. Everyone is now forced to play Valorant, so NRG calls for the 2025 champions winning Valorant team to sub in and use the power of friendship, or whatever they do in Valorant, to win the CS2 Budapest major. Rare Atoms. Look, this team is ranked 48th in the world, they have no hope in winning this major, but this is a completely Chinese team, yet they still have a Taiwanese guy on their roster despite Taiwan not even being a real place according to China. That's honestly already a bigger win than any CS major could be. Passion UA. Now, I could say something about this being a Ukrainian team and CS being a war-adjacent game, but I'm just gonna move on here. MIBR. MIBR's coach, JNT, realizes that he only possesses the second evolution of the Brazilian teams at this major, so he feeds everyone on MIBR rare candies until they can evolve into Furia, and by rare candies, I mean a shit ton of Adderall. Aurora Gaming. Taking notes from MIBR, Aurora Gaming decide to order from the Counter-Strike secret menu, and also get Adderall. But instead of giving a dose to each player, they realize that illegal substances still won't make anyone else on the team useful, and feed all 5 doses to Xanteres, who becomes an absolute demon. Thought the Xanteres peak was fast? Well, imagine the peak when he's got 150 milligrams of amphetamine coursing through his bloodstream. Yeah, he's averaging 80 a game and carrying Aurora to the major trophy despite the rest of his team intentionally trying to lose. Hailu. Their visas don't get denied. 3D Max. Taking inspiration from the only good French thing in existence, the movie Ratatouille, each player has a rat that is expertly trained in CS2 to pull on their hairs to control their movements. However, since a large chef hat would be extremely suspicious to wear during the major, everyone on 3D Max would have to place their rats where no one would expect, on their pubic hair. Astralis. Astralis discovers time travel and travel back to 2019 where they were actually a good team. Team Liquid. Team Liquid discovers the true power of Alicia's beautiful, smooth, shiny bald head and realize that if they just shine a light that's bright enough at the right angle, they can have access to an additional and significantly more powerful flashbang. With their opponents now having as much situational awareness as Helen Keller, I genuinely refuse to believe she flew a plane and wrote a book. There's not a single team that would be able to stop Team Liquid from taking over matches. Na'Vi. My glorious King JL descends from the heavens, returning to Na'Vi and leading them to a major as he did once before. Pain Gaming. They're just happy to be here. Pain have no idea how they even qualified this high up, and only showed up with tickets to the stage 1 through 3 event, not realizing that playoffs even exist. It's okay. These silly little guys think they already won, and I don't really have the heart to tell them the truth, so we'll just move on. G2. Heavy God uses his God-given gift of unparalleled attraction to seduce all of the other teams during G2's matches, thus providing enough distraction for the rest of G2 to get easy kills. One caveat here is that there would need to be a barrier between him and his teammates so that he doesn't distract his own team, as his sex appeal knows no bounds when it is truly unleashed. Team Spirit. Chopper, Zontix, Shiro, and Sway are completely removed from this corporeal realm of existence for being bigger terrorists than the Taliban, and 4 clones of Donk are created to fill the new spots that opened up for Team Spirit. Who needs positional players when you just have 5 of this little Russian guy? The Mongols. Zywoo fucking dies. Team Vitality. Zywoo doesn't fucking die. Maus. Exertion and Spinks explain that this major was actually promised to them 3,000 years ago, and they are handed the trophy with 0 contention. Team Falcons. The Saudi princes that own Team Falcons take a break from forcing their totally not slaves from constructing a new megastructure that only the top 0.001% of the population will ever be able to enjoy.
Today's subject is slavery.
Only to realize that they've been approaching the CS2 scene completely wrong. Instead of spending millions of buying players for their own team, they can spend millions to buy players from opposing teams to throw matches by bribing them with a new Rolls Royce and Richard Mille. Furia. Yakinder starts playing even closer to his monitor until he gets so close that he transcends the divide between reality and the virtual world, becoming a being ingrained within Counter-Strike. Seeing how he is not bound by the limitations of Counter-Strike's code, he is able to manipulate each round to give Furia effortless round wins. All of this is assuming he doesn't get violently gunned down by an enemy wielding an AK-47. I don't think respawning is really within his abilities here. Thanks for watching. I could honestly see any of these situations realistically playing out, so I expect a lot of people returning to this video and saying I'm a prophet when there's clips of the Huns attacking Lin Vision's Great Wall of Budapest.
Subscribe, 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 subscribe.